Have you ever wondered why your hairline doesn't stay perfect even when you are doing everything right? Why progress isn't always linear? And why hair regrowth sometimes comes in the waves? If you have been on any type of recovery journey for your hair loss, this probably sounds familiar. Today I want to share with you something that is very real and personal for me, and it is about my hairline over the years, and why it is not always perfect all the time, even though I'm doing a lot to have best possible conditions for my follicles. And I have been documenting my own hair loss journey here on YouTube since 2017, and that's more than 9 years of testing, experimenting, learning, and failing, and also improving and rebuilding my results. My long-term followers already know this, but over the years you have seen my hairline, especially my temples, have those ups and downs. And I could have easily hide it with different hairstyle or using hair fibers or hair concealers, but I never do, because I want to show you the reality of hair recovery. Real hair regrowth isn't like a transplant or hairpiece or hair system where everything stays frozen in place. Natural hair regrowth is a dynamic process, and what happens is that it responds to internal and external environment that is occurring around you or inside you. And it can also move in cycles. Some phases are stronger, some phases are weaker. It doesn't mean that you are failing, it means your biology responding to changing conditions. But the good thing is that you can't control those ups and downs. On today's video, I want to share with you what I have done to have much better control over my internal factors and also external factors that is affecting my hairline and my temples. In my case, personally, hairline and temples always has been the weakest spots for me. And there is reason for it. Follicles in that area are much more responsive and sensitive to different factors, such as stress, diet, nutritional factors, also sleep patterns, lifestyle factors, inflammation, hormonal signaling, scalp environment. Follicles are early warning sign. And even small internal imbalances can show up there first, in terms of increased shedding or thinning in areas that is more sensitive, such as temples and hairline. And what is interesting, even back when I was taking, for example, finasteride, I still experience those ups and downs. And yes, medication does slow down the problem, but it didn't fix sensitivities. And I could always gone up to a stronger medication, I could have increased dose of finasteride I was taking, or switched to the dutasteride. But about a year and a half ago, I decided to take a different direction. And instead of suppressing DHT harder, I decided to focus on my follicles and why they are so sensitive to DHT in the first place. And this has changed everything. I started to address deeper issues, I started to address microneedling functions, toxin buildup, and also oxidative stress, gut health, immune signaling, hormonal balance, food quality and nutritional observation. And this wasn't about chasing symptoms anymore. This was about rebuilding cellular energy and resilience. And here's the result of it. So first of all, my hair shedding has dropped to the lowest level it has ever been. And this is without taking direct DHT blocker. Let that sink in. It's not because DHT magically disappeared, but because my follicles become a lot stronger and less reactive to DHT itself. And this is a massive distinction that most guys unfortunately miss. Usually what happens with any type of treatment, either minoxidil, finasteride, or combination, or dutasteride, is that one gets best gains 2 first years doing a treatment, and afterwards what happens is that there is a slow, steady decline, or one plateaus. In my case, I had amazing results at the 2 years mark. But then I went through a lot of challenges in terms of stress, in terms of testing and different mistakes I did, and my hair definitely suffered. But I corrected those problems, and again I was able to rebound my hair once again. And this has been a pattern for me since 2017 and even earlier, before I started my YouTube channel. The thing is that if I support my follicles, if I support my system, if I support my scalp environment, my hair follicles recover. And this is also why I don't panic over those ups and downs. I don't have that stress that I had, for example, back in 2016 and even in 2017 that occurred when I did some mistakes. Because I know, fix online issues and the follicles will follow. Now, as you can see, internal factors has a lot to say in terms of hair recovery. But now let's focus on external factors and the scalp environment itself. And by scalp environment, I don't mean using, for example, medical shampoo such as ketoconazole, but I actually mean to address specific problems that is occurring there. For example, scalp biome, oil pooling, sebum production, microinflammation, DHT mobilization. The problem here is that if DHT is allowed to acclimate locally on the scalp, follicles will get much weaker and it will happen much faster. And personally, I have best results in terms of my hair itself when I apply topicals on my scalp 2 to 3 times a week. And because I have that oily skin type, certain natural topicals has worked very well for me. That includes, for example, eggs, especially egg whites that I have spoken about in previous videos. Clay applications that I have spoken about in previous videos has also worked very well for me. And of course, apple cider vinegar application as well. And yogurt also has been quite helpful in my situation. And those topicals for me help to regulate oil bubbling. It helps also address the sebum production, support scalp biome, and reduce inflammatory buildup that can be causing more DHT mobilization. And again, topicals work best if you also address the internal factors that is causing those problems to occur in the first place. Otherwise, you're just managing symptoms on the outside without addressing the real reasons why there is a problem that is occurring. So why isn't my hairline perfect as it was a few years ago? And it is because I'm rebuilding resilience. This takes time. Some follicles are recovering and some of them are still strengthening. But overall, my hair shedding is very minimal, my scalp is calm, and my system is far more in balance compared to what it was before. And all those things take time, and this is long-term thinking, right? So I want to have real regeneration of the follicles. If you're dealing with the hair loss and feel stuck, and if you're tired of trying everything and you still see fluctuations, just know that this is usually not because finding a stronger product. It is about finding out why your follicles are so sensitive and so vulnerable in the first place. And if you want to have a structured guidance on this problem in terms of diet, in terms of gut health, scalp environment, detoxification, lifestyle, microneedling support, get hold of the RRF Workbook. And I put the link below this video. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. See you next one.